I go, so then what does that mean? Well, then let me give you an analogy. Consider the body a television set. You are now looking at the Bruce show on the Bruce television. I go, yeah, but the show in the television isn't built into the television. The show is a broadcast picked up by the antennas and then plays through the television. Two realms, matter and energy. And based on Newtonian physics, matter affects matter, energy affects energy, but in Newtonian physics, energy and matter don't talk to each other. This is why in conventional medicine, up until very recent, the idea of spirit, consciousness, mind was not relevant to our health. Everything was genetics, genetics. And so we believed in two separate universes living together in that sense. But in 1927, the new physics, quantum science came in. I said, what's the foundation? And here's the foundation. In the material world, we talk about atoms as the smallest pieces of matter. And what quantum physics found out is when you take the atom apart, at the very base of the atom, it's not physical, it's an energy. It's like a nano tornado, a spinning force. And the atom is not made out of matter, it's made out of energy. So, what was the point? The universe doesn't have matter and energy. The universe is one thing, energy. So everything in the universe is of the same material, and everything is interconnected. And that brings in the story of where you're working, Dr. Janet, and that is the idea of consciousness and spirit actually control what we see as physical. Okay? Let me give one quote. If I, sometimes there's a couple of quotes that one of them that I really want people to know. Major, major quote. Albert Einstein, quote, the field, which is the word for energy, the field is the sole governing force of matter. The energy controls what we see as matter. And in the new quantum science, the energy that controls that is consciousness, spirituality. That's why spirituality is now coming back into science because quantum physics recognizes energy as the source and recognizes each one of us is receiving our own personal energy broadcasts from the universe, our own field. And therefore, I can say my field is different than yours, Janet, different than anybody else's on this call. Each of us is receiving our own broadcast from the universe. This is fundamental. So I'm thank you asked for the question. Give me patience to explain it because this is the most important addition. And Shlomo's work connects all of this. And here it is. A human cannot exchange cells and organs with each other. As I said, if I put my organ or cells into your body, your immune system will say not self, and your immune system will destroy it. Well, immune systems see something physical, viruses, bacteria, parasites. I say, when they say my cells are different than your cells, what are they looking at? And here's the answer. On the surface of your cells are proteins called receptors. Well, we have receptors, eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch, pain. Our receptors are built into our skin. Well, cells have receptors built into their membrane. And there are a set of them, they're like antennas. Here's the point. They're called self-receptors. I go, what's unique? Here it is. No two people in the entire world have the same set of self-receptors. There's a set of them.
Right.
Each of us has our own self receptors, not on the red blood cells. That's why we can exchange and transmit blood from one person to another because there are no special self receptors on red blood cells. But our other cells that have a nucleus in the cell, skin cells, bone cells, muscle cells, brain cells, blah, 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 on the surface they have a set of receptors, antennas. The antennas receive a signal. Where's the signal coming from? The receptors are only facing the outside. So they must be receiving something from outside that
Right.
goes through these antennas.
Right.
And I said,
Right.
yeah, but each of us has our own set of antennas. We're receiving an energy broadcast, a field, an energy field. It's the invisible stuff all around us. Well, why is this important? No two people get the same energy broadcast. I go, so then what does that mean? Well, then let me give you an analogy. Consider the body a television set. You are now looking at the Bruce show on the Bruce television. I go, yeah, but the show in the television isn't built into the television. The show is a broadcast picked up by the antennas and then plays through the television. Well, this is true. The body is the equivalent of the television, but the receptors called self-receptors are receiving the broadcast of identity. That's why no two people have the same broadcast receiving antennas. Each of us is different.
Unique.
I go, then wait a minute. The identity that makes us different is not in the body. It's in the field, the energy field, and we're downloading it through our own set of antennas. Each of us is receiving a broadcast unique. Nobody else receives the same broadcast as you. To give an analogy, let's say under radio, you have, let's say, AM station, FM station. I say, when you move the dial, here's one station, move the dial, here's another station, move the dial, here's another station. Well, on the human broadcast network, each of us is receiving our own station. We give it a name. It's called spirit. Spirit is an energy field, but it's unique. Only you are receiving that broadcast because only you have those antennas. Point. Janet, I love this point already. And the point is this: you cannot die. Huh? I go, what do you mean? I go, you're not in here.
Been
You
there.
are here. You're the broadcast. You're watching a TV. We say the TV breaks. We say the TV is dead. I go, yeah. Question: did the broadcast die when the TV broke? I go, no, the broadcast's
No.
still there.
Yeah.
I go, aha,
Yeah.
so are we. Guess what? If your television body dies, your broadcast is still there. Then guess what? If an embryo in the future ends up with the same antennas that you have now, you're back, but in a different TV. Does it make a difference if your TV is male or female? I go, no, you are not the
Right.
TV, you are the broadcast. Does it make a difference if your TV is white, brown, black, red, yellow? I go, no, you are not the TV, you are the broadcast. I go, significance, and this is where Shlomo's work becomes so important to bring in. We all came from the same source. All humans come from the same place. Religion, culture, that separates us.
Right.
But those are programs. We learned those programs, but we were all born from the same source.
Right.
The evolution that we talk about is to recognize don't look at the TV and make a separation. Why? Because we're not the TV, we're the broadcast. Everyone has their own spirit broadcast, but all spirit is not in the body, it's in the field. Each of us is a creator. Yep, I'm creating my life. I'm not creating the whole world. I'm a participant in helping the world, but I'm not creating the whole world. None of us creates the whole world, but each of us creates our own life. So each of us is a creator. And therefore, and here comes the part, Janet, that this is, I love it. You ready? Each of us is a piece of God. And when you put all of us together, then God is here on this planet. But if you separate us by programs,
Yep.
it doesn't work anymore.